within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. Objection. I'm not sure he would have written everything down in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Objection! Unfortunately, this is also impossible, because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. It would have been highly classified information, even within the police force. And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know about. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized it's a flaw in her logic, and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. Suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you now? Well then, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will. And I want that smile right off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth. The secret behind the yacht Grosso's key. Only one person would have not had knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the yacht Grosso's key could change into a knife other than the yacht Grosso herself?
Take that!
Take that! There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of this key. And that is the person who sent the yacht Grosso's key to the police. That is to say, the yacht Grosso herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is a great thief, yacht Grosso? Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals, why? Why do something like this? Who would have thought? That's you. A stupid rookie prosecutor would see right through me. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater when I sneak in than when I just sneak into some place. You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu. Callisto Yu. Huh. It's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. Made Rell an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rell was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through the crack in the door. That Rell only caves to two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rell any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. I didn't can you say that you despised criminals? But do I really? You. Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too? Maybe. What sort of woman would... So then it was your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea what Mr. Faraday was gonna do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was gonna prove that Rel was in the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. If the weapon is well disguised as this, there would be no one the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. In order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. Then he let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. Never did he notice I had changed the key into a knife inside a plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How did you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know? At the very least, I thought I'd give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, then there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to think about setting them up as they killed each other. And trick with the surveillance tape. Yeah, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Heh! Client. If you want to talk about who was the client and who was first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member Dade Mann. You ordered a hit job! You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away the info about the smuggling ring. Now who exactly would have benefited from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. A member of the smuggling. What? How could this... You don't mean... You're working with Manicochin too, do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be a noble, but she's just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. Yatagarasu is just another killer. Quiet, you. Yatagarasu. You could run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. I forgot about this part! You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me, without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll gladly take it. You mean... the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice, and Didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down! My body, I can't move. Hey, mister! To your right! Huh? You! Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking. But looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? Huh! That's a gunshot! Sorry, but looks like she got away. Call the precinct. Should have a perimeter set up by soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. Macy is fine, but he looks quite shaken. More importantly, boy. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Von Karma. Are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright. Thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. Sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. Not your fault. I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you're protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Don't you ever lose that detective spirit, alright? You got it. Pops? Pops? Watched fun too many detective dramas recently, have we? We just single-handedly destroyed the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. Well, I was kind of questioning that too, so... I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad. And take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. Can't believe how much trouble I caused you guys with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so it didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah. Can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give it all you got, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kelly left a present for you with me. She did? Oh, what is it? Take that! It's... quite a special Swiss roll! Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Thanks a bunch! You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal! I'm gonna eat this right now! Sure, go ahead. Swiss Rose Detective Gumshoe and Kay Bolt together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy, it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! That was good, pal! Can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day! It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. Better than Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? You noticed just now? Was mine not present when we were discussing her earlier? Detective Badler left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Fuck it. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir. But don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll, be counting on you. The trouble is definitely in the air. That's like a bad dream. My first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I tried, but words failed to describe the immersible suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... So, do you remember now? Yes. I remember everything. Kay. It's been a while. Kay! You sure grew up a lot. Of course. But thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Oh, was that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright. So does it all make sense now? You betcha it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and... Hold it! Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you still calling yourself the Yotogarasu? The Yotogarasu is Callisto you. The woman who killed your father. Nah, fuck it. We'll go to the end. No, you're wrong. The real Yotogarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yotogarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yotogarasu. That was written in his diary, and how I know for sure, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression of my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Alright then. How do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, it's the Yotogarazu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was a really great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yotogarazu was no more. But despite that, the Yotogarazu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. Yotogarazu sent the embassy a calling card. Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certainly. That's Callisto you ladies behind this. Because the real Yotogarazu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yotogarazu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out. And that's all I could, so that I can obtain the truth behind the Yotogarazu. Because if anyone can help me figure it out, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and misused identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yotogarazu is the noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yotogarazu. But if I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Kay. Kay? You're so honorable. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you're plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't become complicit. Mr. Edgeworth? You guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman? You mean Callisto you? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean... Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you! Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. You know how he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is it with the chummy relationship? The Great Thief Yotogarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Ben Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the Great Thief Yotogarasu. And the Yotogarazu's real goal. Don't come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. The end. Wow. That was extremely heavy. And the first time that I think we let a suspect get away. Well, I mean, she did have a gun on us and all. But it seems that she's made the... Oh, there's Detective Gumshoe's portrait. And now it all comes to this. The final episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. In the next episode, we're going to be moving on to the final episode, episode 5. Turnabout Ablaze. I will see you guys later.